We're coming in too fast! Damn! Air brake failure! They flew too early! I'm losing her! Brace for impact!
Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Alright, hey guys, this is John from Lag Killers. As I promised last time, I will be doing a full commentary.
I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills.
Really?
If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in a crash.
That's never correct. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing a full commentary throughout the whole video.
I'm reading thousands of types of flora. The ring's ecosystem is incredibly sophisticated.
And I will stay quiet whenever there's dialogue and the likes. We'll be showing where skulls
Alert!
are, such
Covenant
as this
dropship
one.
inbound. They must be
Maybe.
looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
Anyways, there should usually be one around here. Alrighty. Pretty interesting how they don't use these dropships anymore in any of the Halo games. I actually think I like them better than the Phantoms. That's what I loved about Reach, how they used both. I find it really interesting. In the books, the elites never actually appeared until the Battle of Breach. But then you have the Halo games and they say that they've been there since the beginning. Always loved this pistol. So powerful, especially against those guys. Wait for it. They've never done that before. What? No.
Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in a crash.
Alright, yeah.
Alert! Covenant dropship inbound.
Yeah, let's
They
move
must
into
be
the
looking for
hills.
survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
Cross a bridge where you're in plain sight on top of a canyon. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Die. Yes, another request, it's an order. Where's that other one? There it is. You're not running away from me. Let's see. I don't have a bandana skull on, might as well just go over here and take care of business myself. You're supposed to die. Alright. when I was playing this on the original Combat Evolved. Still such a beautiful sight to walk out and see. Yeah, the rings used to be like, what, 10,000 kilometers? Or no, they are 10,000 kilometers in diameter, but they used to be around 30,000. I guess they have some type of special ability though. When they're like incredibly damaged, they can shed parts of it. Their damaged parts and shrink. Oh yeah, the graphics in this, just amazing. Like for example, in the old version, wow. Doesn't even compare. But still, this was an amazing game when I was younger. Found out apparently in this Halo, pistols actually use explosive ones, and that's why they could kill hunters in one shot. Never actually truly understood that until just a few months ago. I always feel like the assault rifle in this game is more powerful than the others.
I'm reading a lifeboat beacon over the next hill. We should check to see if there are any survivors.
Survivors? The survivors have escaped.
Won't mess with us again.
Don't worry.
Good to see you, sir.
They'll be back.
I thought we were the only ones who made it off the Pillar of Autumn.
Yeah, right.
It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over this valley. We called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we were cooked.
Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here until evac arrives. A dropship heading in. Over here.
Johnson is probably one of the coolest NPCs that has ever existed in this game.
I'm on the way.
I mean, never actually knew why he was so awesome, and then I figured out that he actually used to be a Spartan 1. That's why he can't be infected by the Flood. Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
How'd that feel?
Covering fire!
Best thing I love about these games, like Halo and such, is they actually explain why you're so much better than just normal Marines. Instead of just being a normal soldier that happens to be like that. Man.
Look sharp! Covenant dropship on approach! I could use some help over here!
Alrighty. Do I have any plasma grenades? Doesn't look like it. That's right. Maybe just be me, but it seems like the explosion radius in the grenades in here are bigger as well. Unless I'm just saying cowbell skills. I always did feel bad for the grunts, to be honest. Just cannon fodder. Oh, that's right. That's the switch grenades.
Uh-oh! Another bandit dropping in behind us! They're trying to flank us!
Bandits. Well, maybe they are. Maybe they're spirits.
I see him.
incredibly amazing that for 25 years the Covenant War's been going on, and there's only been a total of 36 active Spartan 2s.
I'm with you.
They were able to, only a few of them died, killing thousands of Covenant. Love this music. Somehow, jackals are related to Earth in some
This
way.
is Pelican Echo 419.
From
Anybody
Hammer.
read me? Repeat. Any UNSC personnel respond. Roger, Echo 419. This is Fire Team Charlie. We read you. Is that you, Hammer? Roger, Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you. Hammer, we need transportation to the command shuttle. I'm on my way.
Look, more lifeboats. They're coming in fast. If those lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going to be right on top of them.
Hammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers. Roger, Cortana.
I always thought it was rather kind
Okay,
of
Charlie
funny.
Team, Warthog deployed. Saddle up and give them hell.
I always thought it was kind of funny how,
Roger, Hammer. Stand by to evac survivors and transport them to safety.
not to be
That's
racist or anything,
affirmative.
but
Echo 419, staying on station.
Fohammer just
out.
always sounds like
The Master
black or
Chief and I
something.
need some backup. Can you spare a few men?
Then you look at her and she's white.
Rest of you get to the
I mean,
dropship.
oh no.
Think.
I am not driving passenger to an AI. No. Alright, Johnson, where are you? Johnson! Johnson! No! You left me. How could you? I'm sad you hate me. Oh, whoa! I've never seen a Marine do that before. That was it. Anyways, this is about the location of another skull. Hold on. This one's a bit tricky. I should jump, I mean, jump. Like that. Exactly. Jumping school. And you win. Anyways, this little seam here in the design, you gotta follow that up or else you'll just fall off. So you get up to this point, then you're fine. Since I've already gotten it, it won't show up. But the skull should be around in this area. I believe it is the cowbell skull. I can't quite remember. Oh yeah. Real quick shout out to Rooster Teeth, but I'd always found it so awesome how they have such a large effect on the actual community of Halo. For example, this little Easter egg. Puma.
Survivors will probably stick close to their emergency beacons. We need to find where the
Alright.
lifeboats landed.
Can't believe they didn't give me a
This
pass.
cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it, so it must lead somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm not King George. For stating
Oh,
the
yeah!
obvious, Cortana.
I've hacked into the Covenant battle network. We're actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted channels. We should show them who they're dealing
How
with.
could they not know who they're dealing
Master
with?
Chief, I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor their chatter.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, just go ahead. Oh, sorry. Anyways, yeah, anyway. Also, here's another terminal. I'll stay quiet for about a minute.
experiencing such a mixture of anticipation and dread. All preparations are complete for my installation. In accordance with the final dictum of the Ecumene Council, I have released myself of all remaining connections to my former station. This was not difficult. What was could never be again. We had seen to that quite thoroughly. Prior to my final journey through the Great Portal, a gathering of my fellow monitors was convened upon the Lightworkers Crash to distribute the final index collection. It was most unusual to have this vessel of rebirth play host to such an event. Even though Lightworker ships were the only ones still allowed slip-space formations. Lightworkers were responsible for getting us to our places on the active facilities of the array. While all of this was in accordance with the plan, one entirely unsatisfactory breakdown remained. We had no contact with the domain. The history of all Forerunners was now lost to us. We relied upon the permanence of the domain to preserve our record of the events that led to this point. But without that record, would future civilizations know anything about us? Or only of our weapons? My fellow monitor, 049 Abject Testament, had only one comment on this before we went our separate ways.
We deserve to be forgotten.
Perhaps. Perhaps. But now, the portal opens, and through it, the familiar shape awaits. Halo. Home.
To be honest, I always felt as though 343 Guilty Spark was similar. His story was kind of similar to Gollum's in Lord of the Rings. It was pretty sad, actually. He actually used to be a human. And he was forced to become a monitor after most of his body was destroyed, and an imprint, Forerunner with the imprint of the Didact saved him by putting his mind into that of the monitor. All that other stuff.
We got company!
A lot of that you have to read with books like the Forerunner Saga and stuff like that. Like the domain is kind of like a super advanced version of the internet. It's like they could all Forerunners could access it from their own cities. Kind of like the Master Chief. Another stuff. Let's see. Those moments when I'm trying to get information or give information, I completely blank out. Let's see. What else? It's just gonna bug me if I let him live. I feel like an executioner. There. Feeling so much better. Like, like stress relief, something like that. Yeah. Tap that button, Master Chief. Such fond memories of that bridge. Specifically, not a mistake I made. But as you all know Casey by now, I was trying to get him into Halo a few years ago. Wasn't quite getting it. Since he hadn't quite gotten the controls down yet, just stay in the Warthog on the turret and I'd take care of all the enemies back here. Well, he thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and try and drive the Warthog back to where I was fighting. I mean, it would have been a good idea if he'd played more Halo, but, well, let's just say we had to run the rest of the mission because he decided to drive the Warthog off the edge of the cliff. Oh yeah, that one. Just gonna love that mission.
There's new traffic on the Covenant battle network. A lot more crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell. If we can find Captain Keyes and the other survivors, we have a chance to coordinate an effective resistance.
I mean, like, of the people in Halo that I rank is awesome. Keyes is like number 4 or something, maybe number 3. But amazing the way he just kept all that information from the flood. His willpower is something that wasn't seen very much in the sea anymore.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. Alright guys, that's all the time I have for now. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Or in any order. I will see you. This was John from Lag Toys. I will see you in the next video. Or I'll see you next update. Bye.